Why, hello there, every pony. This is Nightlife here. Oh, what's that? Nightlife's actually uploading two in one every day now? What has this happened before? I know, it's been too long since I've done anything regular. So, I have a special kind of treat for every one of you. Yes, that's right. Okay, I bet not a single one of you can guess the fic I'm reading now. It starts with A, ends with S, and it's about the sun and moon stopping. Go ahead. I'll give you more to figure it out. Do 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 do. Yep, time's up. Antipodes. Yes, that's right, little kitties. I am reading the epic story Antipodes. Now, I've actually done a little bit of reading of this, but I haven't gotten too far in my personal time. And on film fiction, there is just the most amazing freaking panel. And I guess the base premise of this story is it's a very long time, very, very long time after Princess Celestia and Luna just mysteriously vanish, making the sun and moon stop in their places in the sky. This, of course, eventually causes one side to begin to burn while the other freezes. Now, if any of you know about the strip of twilight on the Earth, not twilight as in the pony, twilight as in the time of day, on every planet there is a ring of twilight that circles the planet as it rotates. Now, with the sun and moon stuck in place, well, guess where the only places you can live is? Either underground or in the Twilight Ring, or as you're about to find out here, known as the Temperate Zone. Well, let's get right on to it, shall we? Antipodes, Chapter 1, by PK. Now, if only my internet weren't so slow. Okay, here we go. Antipodes, Chapter 1, by PK. Pony legends spoke of a time when the moon and sun moved across the sky at the behest of two great goddesses, but those times had long since passed. One day, they simply went missing. No trace or hint of their whereabouts were ever found, and worse, the sun and moon froze in place above the planet. At first, it hadn't been too bad. Ponies on the daylit side frolicked and enjoyed the constant sunshine, while the ponies on the night side enjoyed the cool calm of the world at night. Then, things began to take a turn for the worse. Holy Scheiße-floppen! 10,000 years? Fuck! I mean, after 10, nothing, this is the only part of the story that I don't necessarily like too much, is the time scale that happened between this event and, well, current time in the story. Although you do meet a certain someone who can live for 10,000 years. And that's about where I got to in my personal readings. I won't spoil anything, so let's go. 10,000 years later. Fuck, it's a long ass time. Jigsaw's horn shone a blue light and on the dark walls of the cave. A creamy yellow Pegasus trod along behind him. Both shot glances over their shoulder every few minutes. Are you sure we're going the right way, Jigsaw? Said the Pegasus. To be perfectly honest with himself, Jigsaw was just as scared as his new apprentice. He'd been put in charge of the tribe's water management several system several years ago. The cave had a massive system of pipes, valves, and tubes linking the general pipeless to the only source of water for hundreds of miles, a vast underground lake. At one time, the lake had been safe and even pleasant place to visit, but those days were long gone. Horrible creatures had moved into the lake, and any visit there risked a fight with one of them. Jigsaw's job wasn't easy, even if he didn't have to worry about things lurking in the dark. He had to adjust and reroute the water depending on broken pipes or areas that had fallen to the monsters. And there were more of those every year. The very survival of his civilization depended on it. This year, however, the tribunal had seen fit to give him an assistant to train. Jigsaw found it strange that her special talent was stealth. How could that help him? He tried not to think about it that much, though. He was glad he was no longer alone. The blue light cast by Jigsaw's horn made sharp shadows appear on the rocks ahead of them. Tiptoe ruffled her wings. Oh, that's her name. Nice. She never thought she'd be going into the lower sections of the cave. No pony did, except for water maintenance and some daring adventurers. The tribunal had been attempting to put a stop to it for years. Their numbers had already been reduced dangerously. There had been a time where thousands of ponies lived down there. You could still find the empty, carved-out caverns if you walked far enough. But ever since the grand cataclysm so long ago, they had sealed themselves from the outside world of sun and desolation and attempted to make a life in the caves. They numbered only in the hundreds now. Fuck. That's not good for genetic diversity. Oh well, he can last a good while before inbreeding begins. Let's see what genetic drift. Suddenly, the claustrophobic tunnels opened up into a narrow walkway that spanned the length of the cavern. I'm sorry, I got something on my teeth. Oh dear. It seems that I pulled out one of my teeth. And I'm bleeding profusely. Nah, I'm just Scott. I'm just joshing you. I'm good. I'm fine. Suddenly the claustrophobic tunnels opened up to a narrow walkway that spanned the length of the cavern, ending with a spiral staircase that led up into a smooth rock sphere cut into the ceiling. Metal pipes ran out in all directions and down into the lake. Mercifully, the water was still and nothing stirred in the darkness. Jigsaw trotted out first and slowly made his way towards the staircase. The top of it stretched off towards the cavern's ceiling. Tiptoe spread her wings wide. How she wished she could take off. She'd never seen a room so large. She could do more than just hover. She could really soar. And unfortunately, she knew that was a bad idea. Something could be lurking up there. Back with the tribe, the largest room that they had was the main chamber, and that was no more than the height of 20 ponies. Pegasi were ground-ridden most of the time. Sometimes, in excavating caverns, there were drop-offs that required Pegasi to fly over to help build a bridge, but those were few and far between. Pegasi were still treated well. The tribunal was made of 2 delegates from each type of pony, but the Pegasi as a race were declining. Less and less were born, and more Earth ponies were taking their place. Some Pegasi never got their cutie marks at all. Tiptoe was one of the lucky ones. Her feather cutie mark represented her lightweight and ability to sneak, which had proven very useful when attempting to clear out monster infestations. That's how she came to be assigned to work with Jigsaw. She was supposed to find ways around creatures instead of confronting them. Oh, I'm sorry, just dang, I can't find the word. I read words all day, flipping along, and depressing. That's the word I'm looking for. This is already getting a bit depressing. I actually like Pegasi. Come on, Tip! Jigsaw yelled at the Pegasus. She was simply standing there at the tunnel mouth, her wings spread wide, and her jaw agape. She got a wing boner for the cavern. Oh well, can't blame her. He said, silly pony, he said to himself. She wouldn't last a second on her own. He knew the feeling, though. The cavern was the largest room in the entire cave complex, so large that no pony had ever walked the circumference around the lake, or at least no pony that tried ever made it back. The ceiling was several hundred feet moved up and enshrouded in darkness. She trotted up to the staircase and clambered to the wide stone steps towards these stone spheres that served as the control panel for all the water systems throughout the cave. Even the sphere, which seemed tiny in this enormous cavern, was wide enough inside for about 30 ponies to stand abreast. Jigsaw was waiting for her at the top. Okay, this is how it works. First step is to turn on the working lights. He flipped the switch, and the room hummed to life. Various dials and gauges on the walls began moving from somewhere above a ticker began moving, and from somewhere above, a ticker began printing readouts on a paper that had yellowed with age. Fuck, 10,000 years and they still have paper. Wow. A deep rumble shook the room. A splash could be heard now, and a huge reptilian head shot out of the water and raced up towards the shining orb in the ceiling. It was triangular and had milky white eyes that appeared to glow yellow in the harsh light from the viewing port that wrapped around the orb. "What is that thing?" Jigsaw yelled, jumping behind Tiptoe and putting his horn out hastily. "I've never seen anything like it." Amazingly, seeing the two ponies in the room, the servant appeared to recoil and slink back into the water. The two ponies looked at each other and shared a nervous giggle. Oh, what's this? Oh well. 1 second. Alright. A bright light shot out from where the dragon had been. Metal pipes groaned and snapped, and the sphere broke free and plunged into the water below. Holy fuck. Whew. What a way to end the chapter, right? Yep, this is going to be a short one. Although there are upwards of 30. There are about 33 chapters all in all. And as far as I can see, they're all around 1,000 words. Although some get to 1 or 2 get up to 9,000. And this story is complete with a total of 122,115 words. So yeah, this one shouldn't be too long. A nice bite-sized reading, a little reading for all y'all. I'll do the next chapter tomorrow because I got some more stories to get to. Again, this has been Chapter 1 of Antipodes by PK on Vim Fiction. Go check them out. This story's really good. If you don't want to wait until tomorrow for the next chapter, that is. I'll have the link in the description. Ta-ta for now.